After 2 daughters, my parents prayed for a son. When I was born, their third daughter, the disappointment in the delivery room was deafening. For 18 years, I carried the weight of being the child they never wanted. But what happened at my graduation changed everything. Before I share this journey, make sure to subscribe for more powerful life stories that will touch your heart. By senior year, I recognized I deserved better than conditional love. I was graduating summa cum laude, accepted to top law schools, and a national debate champion. Objectively, I was succeeding. But when I shared my law school acceptances, Dad's response was, "That's wonderful, sweetheart. Your mother will be so proud. You know, my colleague's son just got into medical school." My milestone was dismissed for a stranger's success. The breaking point came 2 weeks before graduation. I was helping Dad change the oil in his truck, something that had become our Saturday ritual since I was 12. He taught me car maintenance the same way he would have taught a son, and I'd always treasured these moments when it felt like he saw me clearly. "Hand me that wrench," he said, his voice muffled from under the hood, the big one. I passed it to him, watching his weathered hands work with the same precision he brought to everything. "Dad, I got the call yesterday. I won the Morrison Scholarship for law school, full ride plus living expenses." He straightened up, wiping his hands on an old rag. "That's incredible, Sarah, really incredible." His smile was genuine, but I could see something else flickering behind his eyes, that familiar distance that always appeared when my achievements got too big to ignore. "It's the most competitive scholarship they offer," I continued, watching his face. "Only 5 students nationwide get it each year." "Your mother's gonna be over the moon," he said, turning back to the engine. "You know, Jim Morrison, not the singer, my old college buddy, his son just got accepted to Harvard Medical School. Full scholarship, too. Sometimes I wonder—" He trailed off, but I knew exactly where that sentence was headed. "Sometimes you wonder what, Dad?" He was quiet for a long moment, the only sound the gentle clink of metal against metal. "Sometimes I wonder what you could have accomplished if you were a boy. Football scholarships, maybe business school. The opportunities are just different." The wrench in my hand suddenly felt impossibly heavy. 18 years of swallowed words rose in my throat like a tide I couldn't hold back anymore. "Dad, stop." He looked up, surprised by the sharpness in my voice. "Just stop, please." I set the wrench down carefully, my hand shaking. "Do you know what you just did? Sarah, you took the biggest achievement of my entire life and immediately wished I was someone else. The Morrison Scholarship, Dad, do you understand what that means? I beat out thousands of applicants. Harvard, Yale, Stanford, they all want me, as I am. But you heard that news and immediately thought about how much better it would be if I were your colleague's son instead." Dad's face went through a series of expressions, confusion, recognition, then something that looked like horror. "Honey, that's not what I meant." "Yes, it is. It's exactly what you meant. It's what you always mean. Every achievement, every success, every moment when I make you proud, there's always that little voice in your head wondering how much better it would be if I were Samuel instead of Sarah." The name hung between us like a physical thing. We'd never spoken it aloud, but we both knew it. The name they'd picked out, the son they'd dreamed of. "Sarah." Dad's voice was barely a whisper. "I know about Samuel. I've always known. The Blee nursery that got hastily repainted pink, the baseball glove in the back of your closet that you thought I'd never find, the way you look at other fathers with their sons like you're mourning something." Dad sank onto his work stool, the color draining from his face. "How long have you known?" "Since I was 8 and found the ultrasound photos labeled Baby Boy Chen in Mom's jewelry backs." The memory was still crystal clear, standing on a chair in their bedroom, rifling through Mom's things, looking for batteries, and finding those pictures with their confident prediction that had turned out so wrong. "Your mother told you never to go through her things. Don't." I held up my hand. "Don't make this about me snooping. This is about you grieving a child who never existed, while the daughter standing right in front of you was never quite enough." Dad's shoulders slumped forward, and for the first time in my life, he looked old. Really old. "That's not true, Sarah. You have to know that's not true. Then why does every conversation about my future include suggestions about finding a good husband? Why do Maya's art shows get the whole family, but my debate tournaments get a polite, 'Sorry, we had other plans'? Why is my perfect GPA something to be proud of, but not proud enough to put on the refrigerator like Priya certificates?" Each question hit him like a physical blow. I could see him trying to formulate denials, then realizing he couldn't. "Why," I continued, my voice breaking now, "why do I have to work twice as hard as my sisters for half the recognition? Why do I feel like I've spent 18 years apologizing for existing? Sarah, stop, please." Dad's voice was thick with something I'd never heard before, raw pain mixed with recognition. "I never wanted you to feel that way, but I do feel that way. every single day. The tears came freely now. Do you know what it's like to love someone so much and know that they wish you were fundamentally different? Not better at math or more outgoing or anything I could actually change? Just not me, not female, not the third daughter when you desperately wanted a son.
Dad was crying now too, quiet tears that made tracks through the grease smudges on his cheeks. I thought we were hiding it. I thought if we never said anything, you'd never know we were disappointed. Dad, I've known since the day I was born. You can't hide something that big. It's in every "if you were a boy" comment. It's in the way you light up when you talk about your friends' sons. It's in the 7 seconds of silence in the delivery room that Mom told me about when she thought it would somehow be comforting. She told you about that? She told me lots of things she shouldn't have, like how you cried when the doctor said I was a girl, like how you had to take a walk around the hospital because you needed to adjust your expectations, like how you looked at me for the first week like I was some stranger's baby you'd been accidentally given. Dad buried his face in his hands. I was 25 years old and stupid. I had all these dreams about teaching my son to throw a baseball, about father-son camping trips, about having someone to carry on the family name. When the doctor said you were a girl, it felt like all of those dreams died at once. And what about the dreams you could have had about me? My voice was small now, like a child's. What about teaching your daughter to change oil and throw a perfect spiral? What about father-daughter camping trips? What about raising someone strong enough to make her own name matter? Dad looked up at me, his eyes red and devastated. You're right. God, Sarah, you're absolutely right. I was so busy mourning the son I imagined that I missed the incredible daughter I actually had. I learned to throw a spiral, Dad. I can change a tire in under 10 minutes. I can start a fire with wet matches and navigate by the stars. You taught me all of that, but you taught me like you were settling for second best. I'm so sorry. The words came out broken. I'm so sorry. You are not second best. You are not a consolation prize. You are... He stopped, struggling to find words. You are everything I never knew I wanted, everything I was too stupid to appreciate. Then why doesn't it feel that way? We stood there in the garage, surrounded by the smell of motor oil and old wood, 18 years of unspoken hurt finally in the open between us. Dad wiped his eyes with the back of his hand, leaving more grease streaks. I'm an idiot, he said finally, because I let my disappointment about something that never existed overshadow my gratitude for something miraculous that did exist, because I failed you as a father and I don't know how to fix it. I don't need you to fix it, I said quietly. I need you to see it. I need you to understand that every time you wish I was different, a little part of me dies. I need you to know that I am enough, exactly as I am. Dad stood up and took a step toward me, then stopped, uncertain. Can I hug you? I nodded and he wrapped his arms around me, really wrapped them around me like he was trying to hold 18 years of missed connections. We stood there crying together in that garage, oil stains and all. I love you so much, he whispered in my hair. I love your fierce intelligence and your stubborn streak and the way you argue with me about politics at dinner. I love that you can fix an engine and win a debate and make me proud every single day. I'm sorry it took me so long to say it. I love you too, Dad, but loving me and celebrating me are different things. I need both. He pulled back to look at me, his hands on my shoulders. Then that's what you'll get, starting right now, starting with the biggest celebration this family has ever seen for that scholarship, starting with me learning how to be the father you deserved all along. It's going to take more than just words. I know, but words are a start. He smiled through his tears. My daughter, my brilliant, accomplished, incredible daughter just won the most competitive scholarship in the country, and I'm going to make sure everyone knows how proud I am. For the first time in 18 years, when Dad said he was proud of me, I believed him completely.
This was my story, but so many of us carry hidden battles just like this. If this touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, because the next story might be the one you need to hear.